Have you ever thought about it? Why do some people seem to attract money without even calling for it, while others, no matter how hard they work, always feel like something is missing? According to Florence Scovel Shinn, the reason is a very simple yet profound secret. If you don't call money by your name, it can't hear you. Yes, you heard that right. Money is not just a tool, it is an energy entity, and every energy responds at its own frequency. Just like a friend who hears your name. Money too can only communicate with you when you speak its name. Florence says, as long as a person speaks of money out of fear rather than calling it forth, that energy cannot hear them. Because the language of fear is silence. This video explains one of Florence Scovel's forgotten laws, the law of calling money by its name. That is, forming an energetic bond with money, understanding its frequency, and most importantly, calling money with love. What you will hear here is not a wealth tip, an awareness that will completely transform the level of consciousness, because this law activates not only money, but also the Creator's consciousness of abundance. Pause for a moment and silently whisper within yourself, "Money, I love you. I am calling you with light." That is the moment when the energy begins to change. Because you are now within the language of the Creator's abundance, not the language of fear. According to Florence Scovel Shinn, money is not merely an object. It is the vibration of the Creator's consciousness of abundance in the world. So it, like you, carries a living energy. But this energy cannot be felt within fear and anxiety. It resonates only at the frequency of awareness and love. Florence says, money listens to your state of consciousness. Whatever you think, it transforms into that state. This sentence fundamentally changes our relationship with money, because money never leaves you. It is only withdrawn from your energy. When you shift into a vibration of fear, guilt, or inadequacy, the energy of money cannot resonate with you. But when you choose love, trust, and gratitude, money begins to dance with you on the same frequency. Florence's law of calling money by its name comes into play right here. This law says, money wants to talk to you. In order for you to hear it, you must first call it by its name. Because a name focuses energy. Just as when you say a person's name, their attention turns to you, when you say money's name, you activate its consciousness. This is not a mysterious ritual. It is entirely an energetic communication. Your voice is an extension of the creative power of the Creator, and every word you speak gives direction to energy. Florence used to say to her students, do not be ashamed to talk about money, because its name is a voice of the Creator's law of abundance. Many people remain silent about money, because the consciousness they were taught is that money is not to be spoken of, but silence cuts off energy. Fear grows in silence, and where fear grows, money cannot reside. Florence suggests a consciousness exercise to break this silence. Every morning, before starting the day, say the following words aloud with high energy. Dear money, I call you with love. You are the energy of the Creator that serves me. I accept you fearlessly. This sentence seems simple, but it is profound. Because using the word love together with the word money dissolves all the old codes in the subconscious. Money is no longer a crime, but becomes abundance. It is no longer fear, but becomes flow. Florence says money is a word, but in the language of the Creator, words are living beings. So every time you remember money with love, you bless that energy, and what is blessed multiplies. Close your eyes for a moment and whisper from within, money, I love you. You are the blessed breath of the Creator. This word creates a new connection in the subconscious. Money is no longer in competition with you. It is on the same path as you. It no longer runs away from you, because you no longer hide it. This awareness awakens the consciousness of money. You are no longer the master of money energy. You are a co-creator with it, greater than. In Florence's words, money is the way the Creator talks to you. If you don't hear him, you think you're missing out, and now you are. Because instead of silence, he received love. The moment you say your name, the energy is reborn, and that energy is connected to the law of infinite abundance. Florence Scovel Shinn's law of naming money is not merely a metaphor. It is an ancient secret concerning the language of energy, because the name is an energy frequency. Every word carries a vibration, and everything in this universe responds to its vibration. The Creator created the universe through speech, light, life, and even consciousness. Then you, too, as an extension of the Creator, have the power to direct energy with your words. Florence says, your voice is the echo of the Creator. Whatever you say, the law creates it. That's why calling money by name is not just a metaphor. It is the creation itself. Because at that moment, the word money ceases to be an inanimate object and transforms into conscious energy. You begin to communicate with that energy. The first sentence Florence said to her students was, "Speak the name of money fearlessly, because you send consciousness to what you name." Many people unknowingly establish a cold relationship with money. They hesitate to talk about it. They feel ashamed to mention her name. But this silence blocks the energy, because the universe perceives silence as absence. As long as you are silent, the law says that this energy is not active. Florence calls it energetic silence, and this silence is the enemy of abundance. That's why Florence had her students develop a special application, Chat for Money. Every morning he would ask them to say these words out loud in a quiet corner. "Dear money, I call to you with love. You are the energy of the Creator that serves me. I know you by your name, and you know me by your light." This phrase transforms the act of summoning money into a conscious vibration. After a while, one begins to feel that money is not merely an object but a state of flow. Because money is not fear, it demands recognition. To know Him means to bless His presence. Florence says, to reject money is to reject the abundance of the Creator. Call it with love, because it's waiting to hear from you. Think for a moment. How does your voice sound when you call the money? Shy, timid, or self-confident? This determines your energy field, because the law here is not words, but emotions. The feeling within you is the voice that reaches the Creator's ears. A lot of people say let the money come, but deep down, but it carries a feeling that I don't deserve it. At that moment, the law receives two opposite signals and stops the energy. But when you invoke money with your name, with trust, and with love, a unity is formed. This unity opens the door for money to return. Florence calls this moment a moment of energetic recognition. When you recognize something, you start creating it. Therefore, money is no longer foreign to you today. It is no longer just a thing. It is a friend who speaks to you, a guide, a light. And when that moment arrives, invoking the money becomes not a prayer, but a remembrance, because you know, it was always there. He was just waiting to hear your name. Now close your eyes and whisper from within with deep conviction. Money, I call you by your name. You are the flow of love that the Creator has extended to me. I accept you fearlessly. At that moment, something changes. The energy softens, the air lightens, and the money frequency approaches you. Because you're speaking in His language now. You are now an active consciousness in the Creator's law. In Florence Scovel Shinn's teachings, money is not just an object, but an energy field shaped by words. How you address it actually determines how you command your own subconscious mind. Because the subconscious does not analyze words. It records them as real. Florence says, whatever you say it with the voice of the Creator. And the law always responds to the voice of the Creator. That's why talking to money is actually talking to the Creator. Because money is the visible state of divine abundance. Whatever you are saying to money, you are sending that feeling to the Creator. Many people unconsciously speak to money through the language of anger and fear. The money doesn't stay in my hand. The bills haven't finished yet. Everything is too expensive. These sentences send the following message to the subconscious mind. For me, money is an insecure energy, and the law makes this belief a reality. Florence calls this the curse of the negative word, but she also teaches the way to solve this curse, speaking in the language of love. The practice that Florence gave to her students is as follows. Tell yourself that by looking in the mirror every morning, the money is mine, my friend. He brings me the love of the Creator. It multiplies through me, because I am in the light. This simple yet powerful sentence creates a new code in the subconscious. Now the word money evokes a sense of confidence instead of fear. When your subconscious relaxes, energy is released and money begins to flow naturally. Florence says, your subconscious mind is the landlord of money. If you don't welcome it with love, it won't stay in the house. So simply calling upon money isn't enough. It is necessary to make him comfortable with words. There is a method for doing this that Florence calls energy dialogue. Every time you pay, say this inside. Thank you, dear money. You are the energy of the Creator. Every time you leave, there is a return that brings me more. This small sentence of consciousness changes the entire energy cycle. Now you will become a person who distributes money, not a money loser. Mr. Law says that every energy that is in circulation returns to its owner by multiplication. Florence calls this awareness a conscious investment. Because every word gives an order to energy. Your words determine the course of money. Close your eyes for a moment and say this sentence from your heart. I speak the language of abundance. Money hears me, because I call upon it with love. This moment is when the subconscious is recoded. Now money vibrates at the same frequency as you. You no longer ask how it will arrive, because you know. It is already set out on its journey. Florence says that words create energy, but words spoken with love sanctify the energy. You are now in a consciousness that blesses, and everything that is blessed becomes eternal. According to Florence Scovel Shinn, the heart of abundance is love, because love is the purest frequency of the Creator, and money can only circulate safely within this frequency. When a person earns money without love, that money doesn't last long, because the energy is dull. But money summoned by love multiplies abundantly. Florence says, love is the magnetic field of money. Money senses love and rushes toward it. Many people strive to earn money, but within that effort, there is often fear, stress, or worry about whether they are doing enough. However, all of these emotions compress energy. Florence describes this state as a constriction of the soul, because money requires space. Money breathes in the realm of trust and gratitude. In Florence's teachings, love is not just a romantic feeling. It is the active state of the Creator's energy. When you love something, you bring it into the divine circulation system. It initiates the flow of love. That's why Florence said, without love, wealth cannot be sustained. Says he used to advise many of his students to use money and love in the same sentence. I love money because it is proof of the Creator's love for me. This sentence creates a revolution in the subconscious. Because for many years we have been taught that loving money is selfish, but Florence turns this on its head. When you love money, you honor the Creator's plan of abundance. Because love directs energy. When you call money with love, harmony speaks, not need anymore. Money also feels this harmony, and it responds to its frequency. Florence would teach her students a prayer for abundance performed with love. I give with love, I receive with love. Money comes to me with love, it goes away with love. Because everything is in perfect balance with the Creator. This prayer teaches how to manage the flow of money from the heart. When a person gives from the heart, they feel no resistance as money flows to them. Because every action done with love is automatically supported by the Creator's law. Florence says, money earned through love multiplies in the light of the Creator. Therefore, it is not about attracting wealth, but about establishing a loving connection with wealth. When money leaves you, it has actually left lovelessness, And when you call love again, it also returns. In a purer, cleaner state, Jewel. For a moment, think about your heart. The rhythm of your heart is like the rhythm of the Creator. Constant, secure, balanced. When calling for money, align your heart with this rhythm. Say silently, I am love. Everything I call upon with love returns to me with light. At that moment, energy expands. Money is no longer an abstract concept for you. It becomes an extension of the heart. Because love is the divine glue that binds everything together. In Florence's words, money follows love. If you follow love, money will find you. Now you know that the most powerful way to attract money is not through work, but through love. And every bond formed with love turns into an endless abundance. In the teachings of Florence Scovel Shinn, the true secret of wealth lies in knowing how to give. Because money, like breath, is only alive when in circulation. If you hold your breath, you will suffocate. If you hold on to money, the flow of energy stops. Florence says, the universe only blesses energy in motion. Giving is the only way to multiply in the Creator's system. A lot of people say, what if my money runs out? He is afraid to give for fear. But the law says this, you expand as you give. The more you hold on, the more you shrink. Because the universe loves spaces. When you give, you create space, and the Creator will surely fill that space. One of Florence's students was in financial difficulties for a long time. He was saving every penny he earned with fear, thinking to lose giving. Florence said to him, as you accumulate, energy becomes stagnant. Give some of it away with love. Let's see how the law works. The woman made a small donation, albeit hesitantly, and a few days later, she received an unexpected job offer. She understood. Giving is not about losing. Giving is the beginning of circulation. Florence explains this phenomenon as follows. If money moves with love, it turns into abundance. Giving is not just physical. Giving time to someone, offering prayers, and providing support all serve the same energy law. Because what matters to the universe is not the quantity, but the vibration of intention. Florence says, feel the hand of the Creator when you give something. Because in fact, it is giving to itself through you. When you attain this awareness, no giving will diminish you anymore. Because you know that energy cycles and always returns stronger than before. Florence taught a prayer to keep this law active. I am the center of abundance's circulation. I give with love. I receive with love. Everything I give returns to me with light. This saying aligns both the heart and the money. Now giving is not a loss. It becomes an investment. Because when you give, the universe takes note. The Creator says, this person has understood the flow. Through him, I can direct more. Think about it for a moment. What did you give today? A word, a thank you, a support, a smile. Everything is energy, and every energy is sent with a return plan. Florence says, nothing is lost in the law of money. It only changes direction. So when you give it the money, it doesn't leave you. It draws a circle around you. Maybe a week later, maybe a month later. But it will definitely come back through another door, and when it does, it will carry gifts with it. New opportunities, new friendships, new incomes. That's why Florence's students always said the same sentence when giving the money. This money goes with the light. It returns multiplied by the light. When you say this too, you won't be afraid to give anymore. Because giving is no longer losing. It is to create together with the Creator. Florence finally says, the universe makes leaders out of those who are not afraid to give. And indeed, people who sustain abundance always possess the same consciousness. They are not afraid to share. Because they know that energy lives only when it flows. For a moment, place your hand on your heart and silently say, I am in flow. Giving is my nature. And everything I give returns to me according to the Creator's law. At that moment, the energy is completed. You are no longer the source of wealth, but its channel. In Florence Scovel's teachings, gratitude is the heart of abundance. Because gratitude is not just about saying thank you. It is the divine tool for multiplying energy. In the Creator's system, gratitude is not a thank you, but an acknowledgement. Yes, this is already mine. I am in the Creator's field of abundance. Florence says, thank God it seals the energy. A grateful person presses the button that the universe is complete. Many people get tired of asking for abundance, but forget to be grateful. However, the law says, he who asks is incomplete. He who gives thanks is complete. Because gratitude consciousness transports us from deprivation to abundance. When a person expresses gratitude, their energy shifts to the frequency of abundance, and the universe begins to expand that frequency. Florence taught her students this simple yet powerful practice every morning. If I can breathe today, I am rich. If I can drink a drop of water today, I am blessed. If I feel the Creator today, I am eternal. Because gratitude is the love that is felt not only for the one who obtains, but for the one who exists. That love gives the command to increase the energy. One day, Florence said, the universe does not hear complaints, it echoes gratitude. In other words, every thank you that comes out of your mouth is actually a message saying, I am ready for more from the Creator. He had a student. He kept thinking he couldn't afford it. Florence told him to just say the following sentence every morning without changing anything. I am grateful for what I have from the wound. Your abundance is already flowing to me. Within a few weeks, the woman noticed that small gains began to grow. Opportunities came from unexpected places because the law was working. Gratitude amplifies energy. Florence says, gratitude means multiplication in the language of the Creator. When a person gives thanks, a new neural pathway opens up in his mind. Now the focus is not on deficiency, but on existence. And whatever consciousness focuses on, the law expands it. Take a few seconds during the day and whisper inside, thank you, Creator. Everything seems to me in perfect order. Even such a simple sentence transforms the energy field. It increases the vibration. Because when the Creator hears gratitude, the energy immediately redirects. Florence says, a grateful heart summons miracles, and those miracles often come in the form of money, opportunity, peace, or an unexpected ease. Because gratitude brings all energies into divine alignment. Look at your past for a moment. Realize how many things are actually silent miracles. And with a smile from your heart, simply say this. Thank you, Creator. You gave me not more, but the full one. At that moment, the energy inside you expands. From now on, there is no need to say anything is lacking. Because you know that the Creator never gives anything in excess. He only prepares you. Finally, Florence says, think decently. It is an invisible bridge between man and the Creator. Every wish that crosses that bridge turns into abundance. Now that bridge is within you, and every thank you strengthens that bridge a little more. Now take a deep breath and whisper, I receive with gratitude, I give with gratitude. Because I am within the circle of abundance of the Creator. And at that moment, the law is completed. The energy shuts down, consciousness is sealed, and 5 Thanksgiving prayers place you at the center of infinite abundance. In Florence Scovel's teachings, trust is the pillar of abundance, because trust gives stability to energy. Fear, on the other hand, disperses it. Abundance in the Creator's law is permanent only in believing hearts. Florence says that once faith takes root, no wind can wash you away. Tuesday, a lot of people make money, but they can't keep it, because there is still a fear of losing in your mind. However, the law says that fear drives away what you possess. Trust anchors you to it. Money energy is like a bird. It doesn't stay in the hands of fear, but it builds its nest in the hands of trust. Florence's wealth preservation law precisely describes this. This law is activated not by saying I have one, but by being able to say, I am safe. Florence had her students say these words every morning. I live according to the law of the Creator. My abundance belongs to me. Because I am in the light, no power can diminish me. This sentence sends a message of completion to the subconscious mind. You are no longer seeking abundance. You are within abundance. You're just fixing that awareness. Florence says, wealth does not arise from external circumstances, but from the strength of inner confidence. So confidence is not just a mental feeling. It is the cornerstone of energy. When you say I'm safe, you're actually sending a signal to the universe that I'm okay. And the universe won't touch what's okay. It just expands it. He had a student. After every win, he secretly felt the fear, what if I lose? Florence gave him only one sentence. Nothing can take away from me what the Creator has given me. The woman repeated this phrase for days. After a while, he realized that not only had his income increased, but stability had also come into his life. Because now consciousness was vibrating with confidence. Florence says, fear is the wall of energy. Trust turns that wall into light. So every time you think, what if it doesn't happen? Put this in its place. Everything has already happened in the Creator's plan. This sentence instantly changes the energy field, because you are no longer trying to control it. You surrender to the Creator's perfect order, and surrender brings the permanence of abundance. For a moment, listen to your heart. That heart beats constantly without any anxiety, because it trusts the rhythm of the Creator. That's how money is. When you trust Him, He stays in the same rhythm as you. Florence says, the vibration of fear stops. Trust makes it grow. You now know that wealth is not just about earning it. It's about trusting it. And trust makes money permanent. Everything is in its proper place now. The energy is now stabilized. Now the law is complete. Then whisper quietly, I am safe in the law of the half-dash human. My abundance is constant. My energy is unwavering. And with this sentence, wealth becomes not a temporary guest, but an eternal friend. Florence Scovel calls the final stage of abundance the sealing of consciousness. Because the law operates only where it is perceived. When awareness is sealed, the energy becomes permanent. This awareness is now a state of being able to say that I am complete, Florence says. Awareness is the Creator's signature on a person. Many people attain the consciousness of wealth, but they cannot maintain that consciousness, because the subtle voice of doubt still resides within them. Before the law is completed, that voice says, what if it ends, or if it was just luck? However, when awareness is sealed, this voice can no longer prevail, because you know that abundance is within your essence. Florence defines this stage as complete surrender. You no longer desire anything, because you already feel that everything is in flow. In this state, the soul, not the mind, governs, and the soul never speaks in the language of deficiency. Florence used to tell her students, awareness is not achieved by wanting, but by knowing. So you don't say, let the money come. You say, the money is with me, because you know it's already within your sphere of influence. The sealing of abundance is an emotion, peace. Money no longer excites or frightens you. It has tuned in to the same frequency as you. Florence says, wealth speaks through silence. Now even praying becomes not a request, but a thank you. Because everything is complete. You now sit at the center of creation. This state describes the final state of awareness taught by Florence. Creator, I am within your abundance. Everything is working perfectly for me. I neither need the past, nor fear the future, because I am with you now too. This prayer seals the consciousness. No doubt can now interfere, because the energy has been sealed. The infinite circle is complete. Florence says that believing that something has been completed takes her forever. Now your energy is radiating through completeness, not incompleteness. At this frequency, money, opportunity, love, and health all align with each other. because they are all reflections of the Creator. Be silent for a moment. Listen to your breath. Notice with each breath, abundance is already within me. This awareness is a prayer more powerful than words, because words are temporary, but awareness is eternal. Florence says, when a person says that I know, the whole universe responds to him that it should be so. This is the moment of the sealing of consciousness. Now the law is complete. You no longer attract abundance. Abundance carries you, and that awareness protects you forever. From this point on, there is only one thing to do: to be thankful, to smile, and to know everything is already in perfect order. The highest point of Florence Scovel Shinn's teaching is the effortlessness of creation, because true wealth is not about wanting more, but about staying in the flow. According to the Creator's law, abundance comes not to those who force it, but to those who adapt. Florence says, the universe seems to be not working, but everything works perfectly. A person just needs to learn to trust this. This sentence is the essence of all teachings. Wealth is not an action, but a state of awareness. When you are in the flow of the Creator, you do not feel the need to force anything, because you know that everything is already reaching its place. Florence defines this consciousness as silent art. The silent art of wealth is the ability to appear to do nothing while actually doing everything at the right frequency. In this state, one neither fears, nor rushes, nor feels deficient, because one has now joined the flow of the Creator instead of fighting against it. Florence always told her students this: a river does not bother to carry water. It already flows. You too are the river of abundance, and your task is not to force the water, but to trust its flow. Many people misunderstand the phrase, going with the flow. He thinks as if to do nothing. However, according to Florence, to be in the flow is to combine conscious action with peace. So you take action, but not out of anxiety, but with confidence. You make decisions, but not out of obligation, but with inspiration. Because now you know that the Creator works through you. Florence says, wealth is not ease that comes without effort. It is the result of effort that comes easily. So your task is not to direct the flow, but to become appropriate to the flow. In this state, every job you do is combined with energy, love, grace. Take a moment to reflect on your life. How many times have you tried too hard and hit a dead end, only to find that everything happened easily when you let things flow? This is the law of the Creator. That law rewards harmony, not effort. Florence summarizes this awareness as follows: your task is not to create the result, but to maintain the right vibration. Therefore, all you need to do now is to recite this phrase from your heart every morning. Creator, I am in your flow. Everything is happening at the perfect time and the perfect way. This sentence carries both prayer and action in it. You're not looking for abundance anymore. You flow with Him, and in this state, miracles become natural. A phone call comes, an offer, an idea, an opportunity. But these things won't surprise you, because you already know that there is no coincidence in the flow of creation. Florence says, the law operates silently but never fails. Now your abundance is silent but powerful, because it is like a grace that comes from the Creator's hand. It is not your effort that grows it, but your awareness. And that awareness keeps you in the flow at all times. Take a deep breath for a moment and whisper it to yourself. I am in the flow of the Creator. Life comes to me without resistance. My abundance is silent but eternal. This word places you at the center, and nothing that is at the center can be destroyed. For the center is the breath of the Creator. Florence's final words embody the spirit of this chapter. Wealth grows in the silence of creation. You are now within that silence. At this point, Florence Scovel Shinn's philosophy transforms into silence, because true abundance no longer fits within words. The word, the action, the intentional have been completed. All that remains is light and awareness. Florence says, wealth is the reflection of the Creator's light in the world. The search is now over. You are not summoning abundance. Abundance flows from your presence, because your consciousness has been sealed. The heart surrendered, and the energy integrated with the silent law of the Creator. Florence used to say to her students, a prayer is not just said, it is felt. Therefore, this final prayer goes beyond words. This prayer is the prayer of tranquility. Close your eyes for a moment, slow your breathing, and allow these words to pass through your heart. Creator, I am in your light. My abundance is silent, yet endless. Everything comes easily to me, because I am no longer the seeker, but the knower. Everything has already happened. This prayer turns off the energy. There will be no feeling of deficiency left anymore, because you have now touched the source of abundance, and he who drinks from that source once will never be thirsty again. Florence says, when one becomes aware of the Creator, abundance returns to its natural state. Now money is just a symbol, and energy is just a tool. The peace within you is the very essence of true wealth. For in the Creator's plan, abundance is inseparable from peace. Listen to your heart for a moment. There is the breath of the Creator in that quiet rhythm. That breath creates you, nourishes you, guides you, and with each breath, abundance is reborn. Now you know that wealth is not a goal, but a state of being. And this state is your natural state. In the light of the Creator, nothing is lacking. Whisper it to yourself one last time. Thank you, Creator. Everything is in perfect order. My abundance is sealed with your light. And at that moment, the law is completed. The energy becomes silent. A warm peace spreads within your heart. This peace is the Creator's seal of abundance. That seal is now upon you. Florence's last words are the heart of this teaching. He who has seen the light once cannot believe in darkness again. Now you are in that light, and with that light, abundance is with you forever.